Previously on Trails through Daybreak, the party hacked into Callahan's computer to confirm that he worked with Almata, but then they found his corpse floating in a nearby pond. Almata unleashed an army of archaisms upon the sea, and Ren had to openly use her enforcer training in order to protect her classmates. At the Institute of Science, the party found Melchior and Olympia using the Aurora supercomputer. The computer converted Callahan to an AI in order to pursue his nuclear research, and Melchior blew up the Aurora, destroying Reset's mechanical limbs in the process. Yesterday was terrible. I didn't see it for myself, but I heard all about it. I'm no engineer, so repairs and stuff are kinda beyond me. But there has to be something I can do to help. Everybody's out working today deserves a helping hand. Well, I'll think of something. Every little bit helps, right? Don't you worry about us, Agnes. Communications are up and running again, and we're getting all the students in touch with their families. It's just kinda doesn't feel all that safe with that cruiser hanging around the sky like that. But I digress. You guys shouldn't have anything to worry about now. Thank you. Stay safe for yourself, okay? If things hit the fan, guys like you gotta step up and get everybody to safety. You got me? Well, yeah. You don't have to tell me twice. Ren left me in charge here. I'm trying to coordinate all the students so that we can get everything sorted out. The student council's helping me out, which is a big help. But I'm still nervous. There's a lot of time before that special unit gets here in the evening. Anything could happen before then. I just need to make sure the students are all safe and accounted for. I'm trying to keep all the students inside, but I've had to make a couple exceptions so far. Julian and Lyle volunteered to help with the cleanup out there, so I let them outside. But then James snuck out again. Cause he's just such a handful. Well, I'll keep my eye out for him, and whatever else comes up, you guys be careful too. I got caught up in it right in the middle of a work meeting at Vernay. I never thought that would happen to me. They put the meeting on hold for now. So Almata was behind it. I remember they had that attack in Longport recently. Then Anchorville, and now here too. I just don't get it. What's the point? Why are they wreaking all this havoc? We helped out with the evacuation yesterday, and then that sort of led us here to the hotel. It's tough. Holding up in the cramped little rooms isn't good for anybody's mental health right now. Don't push yourselves too much, okay? You especially, Agnes. If things get to be too much, we're always here to help. Thank you, Odette. We all need to do our part. Yep, you can count on me. Ren's plenty busy, so we need to pick up the slack as our fellow council members. We'll hold down the fort here. Be careful out there, okay, Agnes?
Okay.
I never thought terrorists would strike here. Communications are back up, at least. We've been swamped with new reservations. There are tons of people stuck here because they can't go home. I really hope we can just get back to normal soon. I'm getting tired of all this. I finally got in touch with my family. Whew, I can finally catch my breath. Mom and Dad were both worried, and I can't blame them, of course. First we got caught up in a terrorist attack on the field trip, and now we've got special forces taking us in. Just my luck, huh? Feels like I walked in onto a set of an action movie by mistake, huh? I could barely keep myself together. I'm doing a lot better today, thankfully. It just still doesn't feel real, but I don't have the time to dwell on that. Gotta keep on trucking, right, Agnes? Odette, Albert, Julian, they're all amazing, just putting themselves out there to help without a second thought. Even our station got shut up. We got lots of casualties over here. I tried to imagine a second attack. I guess we can't complain about that PMC stepping in and restore order with our guys all banged up. They really rubbed me the wrong way, though. They got all that strength with no state backing. Freaks me out. The stuff Almata has is just wild. Never expected they'd bust out combat mechs. They could be a real problem if kept unchecked. We don't even know where in Basel they're operating out of. I hate it, but I just gotta swallow my pride on this one. We gotta get the CID and that PMC in here. We need all help we can get. We had some damage to our company vehicles in the attack, but outside of that, we got off really light. I heard a lot of other companies weren't so lucky. The Institute got hit hard too. We're still pretty much at capacity, so it's our duty to step up and help the others get on their feet. And I want to make sure Sydney can feel safe out on the streets again. At the moment, we're assessing damages to the Vernay Company and affiliates. Some of our business partners' manufacturing plants were hit particularly hard. We don't know when they'll be fully operational again. But all the things considered, this terrorist attack could have been a lot worse. Our total losses don't amount to much. What then was the Mafia trying to accomplish? Goodness, I never thought I'd witness something so horrible. Our factory faced significant damages. It'll be a while until we're fully operational again. I had no idea. It's good that our projects weren't compromised, but our manufacturing side will really be taking the heat now. The due date for that government armament contract really worries me. Can we make after this? How's our headcount looking? Do we have any spare hands to direct to that? Can you put together a budget plan if you can get us enough to cover repair costs? Certainly, I can get that for you. It's nice to see eye to eye. Indeed, I couldn't possibly hope for more. Let's work through this together. Right, leave the recovery efforts to me. Good. I'll help wherever I can myself. Basil is in disarray. We all need to work together to surmount it. Man, I can't blame them for locking down the city after the attack, but it still really sucks. We really cleaned up our act over the last 2 years and made the city a safer place. That's how we were able to attract so much investment. But if we're not a safe city anymore, well, maybe the banks gotta rethink their business strategy here. It might be time to assetize some of our investments and switch to a more conservative portfolio. In light of all the incidents lately, local authorities have suspended rail service. We don't know when we'll be back up and running. I apologize for the inconvenience. I heard there was a terrorist attack in Anchorville too. I can't really blame them. Feels like a lockdown is the only answer. Seriously, they wrecked the Lino factory's whole assembly line. They did. There's no timetable for when we'll have everything back up and running. We can't order anything right now anyway because our suppliers got hit too. It's looking like we'll be out of commission for a while. You know, I recall you guys were still using last-gen manufacturing tools over there, right? Our factory 3 might have some of those old tools lying around. We retrofitted the place with newer parts. The vice manager and I go way back, so I might be able to call in a favor and get that stuff transferred to Leno. It was built to Verne's specifications, if I recall, but it should work on a Leno assembly line with some tweaking. You'd really do that for us? Of course, we're friends first and business rivals second. At the end of the day, we have the same passion for automotive engineering. I'll shoot him a message. Can you get me a list of your damaged equipment at some point? Ingrid's factory got hit too, but they produced military vehicles over there, so the cars themselves were mostly fine. We have a good deal of spare parts in stock here, so we're going to try and help supply the other companies with whatever they need. That's what the vice manager said, and I'm happy to stick to that.
Okay.
Man, I knew Chamberlain had connections, but I never thought he'd go that far out of his way for us. Well, I'd better hold up my end of the plan. I'll get in touch with Factory 2. It's times like these when we gotta pull our different differences aside and work as a team. We're still open here, thankfully, and the damage wasn't bad enough to make us close. But business is awfully slow today, and I can't blame people. Everybody's out there trying to pick up the pieces, literally. That said, if you need anything, we're open and ready.
Latest models from
Whew, yesterday was just wild.
manufacturers.
We were coming home from Ingrid Factory, and wham, that's when the attack broke out.
Red Star and Antoine.
We made a beeline for a car and booked it out of there, like an action movie, I swear. But now we're stuck here. They've closed down the road back to the capital, so now what? And they're saying the Ingrid Factory was damaged too. Now maybe we can pitch in and help out over there. Not a bad idea. That's our chance to pay it forward to our favorite brand. My car was made in Basel, so it's really disheartening to see what's going on here. But well, if we're stuck here because of the road closures, then we might as well make ourselves useful while we're here.
Find the latest models from Calvard's 4 biggest.
This isn't really happening, is it? No, snap out of it. I have to do something. My Kabul got cut up from all the shrapnel.
You can even take
It's up to me now. No excuses. It's been really hairy. There were a lot of people injured in the attack, but because of the traffic restrictions, we're low on medicine. But we're working with local pharmacies and medicinal companies to try and bridge the gap. We're managing now, at least. Having all that research and production right here in the city is a real big strength, I've learned. It'll be a load off my back once those places are back to normal. We could use all the help we can get.
Okay.
We've gotten this volunteer who likes helping out with errands and stuff. He's been a huge help. Thanks to him, I've been able to focus on all the clerical stuff. He shops here sometimes too, though I couldn't tell you his name. It's awful, just awful, but I can't sit idly by. I want to help however I can. I'm handling odd jobs while Luce runs the store. She has her hands full as is. We're like one big family here, you know, and family doesn't leave family behind. We all gotta pitch in and help each other out.
Alright.
Hidden machines. I failed to mention this earlier, but I have a proposition for all of you. It's something of an extension of Crown Prince Sharid's request. But if you have the time, we can start taking on the job. I'll be waiting for you in the park in Newtown. Oh, a request from the CID, eh? It's intriguing for sure. I wonder what they want to talk to us about. I'm not gonna say no to a potential rendezvous with Kayla. How about you? Oh, thank you so much, young man. Oh, is your uniform from that big school in the capital? My, you're just an upstanding young man. What? No, that ain't nothing. I just happened to be here. Tish, you're embarrassing me, geezer. Oh, thank you ever so much. I just had to go out and get my groceries in spite of everything going on. Just watch your stinking feet, okay? There's still rubble everywhere. Oh dear, you're right. I could use a hand. Can you help me, young man? What? Hell no, Tish was gonna bounce, but this old fart had to trip and fall in front of me. Wasn't nothing. Don't need no thanks. I don't want to stick around here any longer. James has always been a bit rough around the edges, but well, guess he's got his reasons for acting like a jerk-off. But you know, he's got a good side to him. He shows a little bit of that sometimes. The Aerotrams were hit in the attack too. It was a real headache trying to survey the damage and loop back with safety officials. We've just now gotten them back online.
The Aerotram.
The Aerotrams are a backbone of the city's transport network. We need to keep them online no matter what. Phew, I just tagged along with Julian to try and help out, but what are those things, solid metal? They're so damn heavy. And there he is, just picking them up and hauling them out over and over again like they're nothing. I was just thinking about how Julian got so popular, and I think that's my answer. He ain't just a pretty face. Jeez. Thought I might learn his secret by tagging up with him on this. But man, he's got the brains and the brawn. And a total lady killer face too. Alright, I think that's all the broken glass swapped out. The storefronts should be fine now. I'm just trying to do what I can. Where I was raised, you were expected to pitch in to help the community in crises like these. Okay, what else needs to be done? Sounds like Lyle's tuckered himself out. I'll go cover for him. Thank the gods my husband and I made it out alright. We were both working at a time, but our workshops weren't damaged much. I was surprised to see those field trip students jumping in to help evacuate people. They really went out on a limb there, didn't they? They're still kids. I've been putting in orders for replacement materials. Hopefully we can get back in business soon. Being under direct management should help us a lot. We can just hit up HQ for whatever parts we need. And on a personal level, I want to be a mediator so others can get in touch with HQ for help. It's the least I can do to give back to the city. So you need the blueprints for the core actuator. Yes, they should be at Foundation HQ. We co-developed that with Verne, you see. Oh, for real? We get that and the repairs will be a cinch. You wouldn't happen to also have a grid map for Factory 3, would you? I reached out to Verne about that, but they're giving me the runaround. Or yes, actually, I remember some 10 years ago. Anyway, I'll get that to you as soon as I can. I'm not sure I follow, but I'll see what I can do. The city needs us all. We have to do what we can to help. We were expecting to take some losses with arms sales slowing down, but it still stings. Incidentally, about those two projects, the equipment for Marduk's security detail and the engineering behind that new airship. I can't help but wonder how they were constructed. They look reliable for sure, but foreign all the same. Foreign as in I have never seen anything like it from Calvard's domestic production. As an engineer, that really gets me thinking. Oh, so you checked the bulletin board, did you? Meet Rangan for SPG, and never replied, see a day. Second Lieutenant Kayla. Wouldn't have killed you to be more direct instead of going the 4SPG route. So am I speaking to Kayla or am I speaking to the CID? You're sharp. This may seem a bit bureaucratic, but I submitted this request in the CID's stead. It concerns the armed machines that were released in the sea during yesterday's attack. We confirmed that around half their numbers were destroyed, while most of the others retreated with Almata. But we've also received word that 2 high-spec units might still be at large within the city. Within the city? Seriously? We did encounter a few machines fitting that description yesterday. I see, yeah, the police probably have their hands full with them. You need a cleanups crew. But Marduk and the guild don't really tickle your fancy, have I got that right? Exactly, Marduk's involvement was the result of the president's more heavy-handed approach. We're not too fond of that. This is more a matter of professional pride than anything. Special forces are due to arrive in the evening, and they're sure to complicate things. We'd much rather solve this problem ourselves. So you want to loan us out to the CID for a day, is that right? It's not just the CID, the Principality requested us too, I assume. And whatever the case, we really can't have those things running loose. Makes sense-ish. Out of curiosity, was this Rene Kincaid's idea? He's pulled together his own task force to address the problem. They're negotiating with the President's office as we speak. At the risk of divulging too many details, he's been pushing for a separate division meant specifically for these tasks. Yeah, that tracks. Guy's resourceful to a fault. This really is a job for Marduk or the guild, but I guess the CID doesn't want to swallow its pride. We ain't exactly free though, it's the thing. We got our jobs to do. Except... And I guess we can look into this one on the side. Lay it on me. Man, we might find a lead or something. You have my gratitude. Here's what we know about these rogue models. They're most probably the same models as employed by Vegas Films and Farbad. Oh, those assholes. And 2 of them are at that. You fought them before. They sound like a real hassle. Yep, because they are. But how they're hiding in the city to begin with, they're too big. They got some kind of optical camo or something? Not to our knowledge, the Ix Alba has been patrolling and scanning the city from above since yesterday. Marduk has cleared out the smaller units we've found, but the 2 large units have yet to be located. Kincaid does have a theory. He suspects that they're hiding in plain sight and using some sort of radar jamming device to avoid detection. I do remember hearing about special materials that can absorb or deflect orbital waves. Which means they're probably looking for a container made of such material, likely brought into the city recently. Either that or a van big enough to hold them. Probably pretty simple to deck one of those out in anti-radar stuff. No idea where Almata's driving it around themselves though, or if they contracted that out to somebody. Think you can look into suspicious containers and transport vehicles for us? We'll focus on the stuff that's out on the road. We'll split up and we should have this cleared up pretty quickly. Understood. I'll mobilize the local authorities and notify Vernon and the Artisans Guild. If Aramis makes any headway, let's keep each other posted. Thank you very much. So what's the move? We hunt down every wayward van in the town and we'll be here all day. True. Traffic in and out has been closed, but plenty of vehicles remain inside city limits. The main arteries fan out in all sorts of directions. Searching them all would be time-consuming. We got the cops on site, so we can leave the crowd control of them. We just gotta pinpoint where the transport's most likely to be. Newtown and the Artisanal District make the most sense to me. They've got the most traffic, right, especially. We get lucky, or I guess unlucky in this case, and we might fish just up a robot. Roger, so we need to find people who drive stuff a lot. Let's start asking around.
Let's hurry up and finish this.
Wow!
Why not stay here and relax?
Let me ask you something.
A sketchy transport vehicle, let me think about that for a sec. A lot of cars go by, so... Well, now that you mention it, there was something funny this morning. There was? What did you see? Any details would be great, no matter how small. So we got the whole lockdown thing, and it got me thinking about how I wanted to do business today. And I figured, people are still hungry, people need to pick me up, so I made my way out here. I'll be a little later than usual. And this big old transport van comes up and something about it just seems weird. Weird, were they driving all funny? The opposite, actually. There was this little empty soda can sitting in the road. And the transport just ran right over it, like made no attempt to avoid it. The whole van kind of shook a little. I got spooked and bolted out of the way, but the van just drove away like nothing happened. Self-driving car? Nerves on that driver, honestly, stone cold. Huh, sounds like there's more to this story. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Cause then it turned right at that fork in the road ahead. And when it did, I heard a thud. I think whatever it was moving got shuffled around. At first I thought maybe it was some machining tool funking around there, but you'd think they just stack them so they don't do that. But like before, it just drove right off without a care in the world. I almost felt like I was just imagining things. I see. Did you catch what make the vehicle was? Yeah, it was a red star, a big one, probably some delivery company. But it didn't have a logo or branding or anything on it. The van was just unmarked, kind of weird. Yeah, that's a bit whack. Thanks a bunch, bud. That's some really good info. Glad to hear it. Anything to help. God knows we all need it right now. But I heard things are looking up. They said they're gonna open the roads back up tonight. Just gotta hold out a little longer. We'll find a way. Thank you very much. We just did a delivery run to get some repair materials where they were needed in the city. I'm really glad my truck didn't get dinged up. I can use it to help everybody out here. Whatever folks need, I can load it up and haul it over.
Let me ask you something.
You want to know if I've seen a suspicious freight truck? Bit of an odd thing to ask. Or, well, yes it is. Sorry for just dumping that on. No, I'm just giving you guff. I did actually see something like that last night. You did? So what was suspicious about it? Well, deliveries last night were all way behind schedule because of all the craziness in the city. We've eventually got everything sorted out, even with that big old eye in the sky watching us all. So I finally wrapped up my work and it's late at night, and I'm tired as hell. I start driving back toward my home on the edge of the town. I'm waiting at one of the lights and then I see this giant red star truck pull up next to me. It had a really weird color scheme to it. Never seen a red star painted like that. Had to be from out of town, I figure. But I figured, hey, he's a tired old dog like me, driving at ass o'clock. I give him a wave, I look out my window, and nah, forget. When I say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous. I must have just been seeing things. Hey, come on, don't leave us hanging. Let me guess, automatic driver. You might not have been seeing things after all. Won't you tell us, please? Alright, just don't laugh at me, okay? I looked out the window and there was no one behind the wheel, just nothing. Huh? What do you mean? Just nobody in the driver's seat at all. I'm as puzzled as you are. Before I could really process it, the light turned green and the truck rolled on away. Must have been the same truck that isekai'd that Pacific cop in Dustborn issue 0. I had to put my eyes back on the road after that. I never saw that truck again. It only really dawned on me when I got home. Maybe the driver was just on the short side. The truck was definitely taller than mine too. Maybe I just couldn't see him. Either that or again, I was tired as all get out. I must have just been seeing things. Huh, so that's how it seemed to me at the time, but honestly it was probably nothing. Moral of the story here is that everybody needs their sleep. You can't go burning the midnight oil just because you can, you know? But a robot driver wouldn't need sleep. Lessons learned, yeah, we'll take care of ourselves. Take it easy yourself, yeah? That sounds like the kind of thing a single good night's sleep won't fix. Oh, for sure. The city's sealed off until tonight, so I'm gonna try and take it slow while we got nothing to do. Nice, we got way more clues here than I expected. The two accounts we've heard both involve the Red Star transport, which leads me to believe we are dealing with one and only one vehicle. I'm still freaking out about the whole driverless truck thing. Don't blame ya, the fact that it happened at night turns this whole thing into a bona fide ghost story. There's probably a logical explanation though, and I'm sure Catray can provide it. Wait, for real? Oh, is it related to technology you have insider knowledge about? Correct, I believe it is utilizing tech that is currently in the R&D phase of development in many countries. It's called an automated vehicle, and it allows the person to go from place to place without lifting a finger because the holocore is doing the driving. The fact that it kept going in spite of the empty soda can makes me strongly suspect it's an AI-controlled vehicle. My suspicions were correct then. Ren told me a little about this before. Wow, that's so cool. So that means it wasn't a ghost. Whew. Well, you never know. Maybe there was a driver until his shitty job worked him to death. Now he lives on his eventual ghost behind the wheel. Wait, what's that? Oh shit, it's right behind you, Farida. What? Eek! Hey, there's nothing there! Bah! You should have seen the look on your face. Why are you like this? You want me to stop calling you a kid? Stop acting like one. Back on topic. There was an incident regarding unmanned driving tech. Everyone in the underworld was going on about it at the time. So I'm amazed this thing is driving around the city without causing any problems. It's kinda insane. I'm not too surprised. You could prevent most accidents by connecting it to the traffic management system and the info on the city roads. The technology should be state-of-the-art. In fact, I suspect it's the same tech that caused Professor Callahan's downfall. Oh. I'm sorry, Catray. You've got nothing to be sorry for. And I'm all right, promise. Now's not the time to wallow in sentimentality. So what's the plan, Van? The AI's functionality and patterns could make it quite difficult to capture. I know, normally I'd be fine with dumping this on the second lieutenant or the cops. But I'm a car lover at heart, and I do not like seeing them be used as vehicles for bringing weapons into the sea. This shit is personal. Figures. Well, any bright ideas, Chief? First order of business is seeing how far this AI can really go. Also, I'm gonna bring on some outside help for this gig. What kind of outside help? Wait, you don't mean them, do you? Bingo, and they're right here in Basel, so I'm gonna call them up right now. Van uses Zypha to get in touch with Juniper and the others. The party then headed to the motor pavilion in Newtown where they were waiting. Oh, Van, so did we get all that right? You want us Kings of the Road to chase down an AI intruder, huh? Don't underestimate them. You really don't know what they're getting into. Neither do I, to be honest. It does sound hard to believe, yeah. I couldn't really go into depth on the call, sorry. That's freaky. A giant van just driving around all by itself. And it's carrying an assault robots inside too. Yeah, it's pretty far-fetched, but honestly, I'm intrigued. We street racers take pride in our skills, and I'm not about to let some beep boop bastard one-up me. While being an AI can process things much faster than you. Without a plan to catch it, it would probably outmaneuver you. No sweat, we'll show that bucket of bolts what real people can do. So what's the plan, Van? Well, here's what I'm thinking. We get my truck and your two cars. A pincer attack? Van outlined his three-pronged attack to the group using a map of Basel's roads for reference. Making sure not to overlook the robots themselves, he made combat preparations as well. Yo, we're all set here. We've got our cars ready to go. Want to get this show on the road? Combat will ensue upon beginning the operation. Let's hit the road. You got a beat on the transport Catray? Yes, I pinged them on the traffic network. They're patrolling the streets in a specific pattern. They're due to come by here in around 20 minutes. Whoa, there really is nobody behind the wheel. Tinted glass too, they got this shit figured out. The transporter has probably optimized its driving style to evade pursuers. Are you sure you can handle it? Safety first, remember? Don't overextend. Best of luck. Do I have to pick choices again? Damn, wish she could take me for a ride like that. She really is her uncle's niece. They're keeping clear of our cars. So far, so good. How's the traffic looking? No congestion as far as I can tell. If we can get it cornered... We've got it. Perfect. Get the CID, the Basel police, and the traffic guys. Right. This is Catre. I invoke emergency authority to request a temporary road closure. Looks like it gave up. If machines can even do that, I don't know. Perhaps it simply wasn't programmed to handle these sorts of situations. Now, it ain't that easy. The machines are booting up. Juniper, Graham, get back! Right. So it was carrying those things. So these are warrior models. I see what you mean. They're from Marduk, no doubt. Yeah, these are the ones from Vegas films, alright. 2 at once is gonna be real tough. Be careful, guys. On the flip side, we know how they work. Let's send them to the scrapyard where they belong. Their joints are their weak points, according to the reset. Focus on those. Let's clean them up before word gets on the street.
Keep your guard up!
2. For some reason.
Activating drive!
Oh man, why are you moving last, Jabril Guard?
Shield! Protect everyone! Mary!
Okay. I moved Putzel over to you. Yeah, this is not good. At least I don't have too much health, but still. No, they're delaying me! And slowing me down.
That's far enough!
Okay, also Laplace code, so we have some physical attack as well.
Laplace code! Activate!
There!
Hit him fast.
Chaos boost.
One skill coming right up.
Delayed, yes.
Perfect chance!
Okay.
Make it count!
Spam some Obsidia Ray.
Initializing drive.
You should probably just do some coin bullets back here.
Activating skill!
Think fast. Take this.
What? Is it not targeting Van? No, it's buffing.
One skill coming right up.
Here goes! Activating drive! Ha!
On yes!
Activating skill.
Here goes!
Oh, wow, it's almost dead.
Keep it up!
One skill coming right up.
There we go!
There we go. That was practically a random encounter. Heh.
I won't stop here! I'm powered up!
Way easier than when we fought them in Vegas films. We got them! Woohoo! Oh man, that was like a movie shot. Huh, that all we got? Huh, that felt so much easier than the one we took down in Farbad. Yeah, for real. Reset's info really came in handy there. How often do you go around fighting those things like that? Come on, you barely took any damage. I mean, ain't like we want to, just sort of happens. Now let's figure out how to shut off that auto try thingy. Right, I'll get to work on... Huh? Are you shitting me? Oh no... Get back! Oh, come on! Why did they get plot stamina, these stupid robots? Ah! Whoa. Huh? Look out! Get away from that thing! A third one, seriously! Bastard waited for us to let our guard down. We need to bail out. Hold off, you guys get back up. Guild, Marduk, whoever, I don't care. Come on, we can handle a third one, but by itself. Van, don't. How were you? What, the Genesis? It's a side quest. What the? What's that inside her purse? Don't be a hero, dipshit, this is serious. No need, backup has arrived. Kayla. And...
You let your guard down.
Shit, close your eyes.
Perish.
Gah! An optical weapon. That's his Buster lens. He showed me it back home once. Incredible. I see now how you earn your name, earn your title, Comson. You had to measure up the situation from the very start, didn't you?
This was nothing more than our response as a part of crisis management. Our firm's concierge has previously analyzed the situation. I will leave the rest to the CID and the local police, as well as them. Farewell.
Kasim. That attack was incredible. He took out the robots in one fell swoop. Went right for the joints too, just like she said. He looked like he barely lifted a finger. Well, this is Marduk's ace we're talking about. That's just what he does. But hey, all's well that ends well, right? We still got the credit for it. That in and of itself is aggravating, but I'm in no position to complain. At any rate, thank you for completing my request. Given you did hunt down 3 units instead of 2, your reward will be adjusted accordingly. Much thanks to you two as well. We didn't do much. Hey, I'm just glad I got to have a good race. Tish, talk about stealing the spotlight. Where are we, Chop Liver? You're in a Trails game. Yeah, I've still got a long way to go before I can rival my brother. I'm just glad we put a stop to those robots for good, even if it wasn't all us. Yeah, you have my links as well. Who knows what damage they would have caused if left unchecked. Don't sell yourself short, but you helped a bunch too. Plenty more where that came from. Let's keep them all on their toes. Right, of course. With some fiddling, Katre managed to decouple the auto drive unit from the transport vehicle. After the local authorities conducted their own investigation, the traffic restrictions were lifted, and all was back to normal.
Mission accomplished! Great job, you guys!
Reward deposited.
I still don't have Law 3 yet? Damn. After yesterday and then this, I can now see why that analyst speaks so highly of you. So I'll back you up all the way, that's a promise. Let's see how much we can corner the enemy before the task force arrives. We've heard everything from the second lieutenant. Thank you for your cooperation, everyone. I can't believe an AI was driving a transport. But at any rate, I'm glad we got things taken care of in spite of all the chaos and confusion. Apparently the Kasim scene is kind of a meme among the Falcom community because he's just charging a cannon. But still, aiming a cannon like that is probably a lot harder than it looks. Still, it would have been cool if he would at least try to parry and dodge while charging up the cannon to show how skilled he is. Hey, thanks for the help yesterday. I never imagined something like that would happen on the job. Goddess almighty. And I was in such a good mood too. I was getting along with the artisans. Job was going smooth. Man, trouble really strikes when you least expect it, huh? I'm just happy I was able to help that lady. It helps me sleep at night knowing I did what I could. You couldn't have timed your arrival better. Ren, we weren't expecting to find you here. You want something from us? The opposite. I have something for you. A little piece of intel. So do you have to go blabbing to them about it? Hey, don't spoil her fun, Killjoy. Ladies don't like a hard ass. Excuse me? So alright boys, simmer down. Now's not the time for mouthing off. So what's this info about? To the surprise of no one, Almata was behind the explosion in Anchorville. It sounds like it's a mess out there right now after word got out that Almata had corporate help. Yeah, a lot of high-ranking bracers are stuck there right now trying to sort everything out. Honestly, I'd really rather be out there right now, but we're tied up here. Yeah, after yesterday, we're not leaving anytime soon. Indeed, I'm still positive that the attack in Anchorville was just a diversion. Basel has to be their main target. In fact, we know a little more about the agents who unleashed the archaisms in the sea yesterday. I strongly believe it was the same duo you met in Longport. Them again. Viola and Alexander. They caused a lot of trouble back in Longport too. That's certainly not good. That said, we shouldn't have to worry about them now that Marduk is in town. How many men have they got? We're talking just one area or the whole city? They have enough people on the ground to rival a large Jaeger corps, and with vastly better equipment. Their chief of security in particular, he's a real force of nature. Of course, I imagine you all know that pretty well already. Kasim. Yep, Gramps here described him as one of the strongest Jaegers to walk the earth. It's funny, guy's got this baby face. He doesn't even look pretty, but he gives off this vibe like he could kick your ass in the next week. At any rate, the city's in good hands with him patrolling around. You still gotta figure out what Almata's planning next, though. Speaking of, you confirmed those two you encountered yesterday were connected to the gardens, correct? Yeah, said they were overseers. That checks out. They've got 4 units, and overseer in charge of each one. The two of them seem to be connected to Almata differently, though. Melchior is both an overseer and a high-ranking executive in Almata. But his cohort said that she was only a contractor. Talk about complicated. I wonder what the story there is. We're not much wiser than you guys are, unfortunately. What we do know is that the most monstrous mafia and most vile assassins to ever live have joined hands, and that ain't good. Indeed, after we have Basel taken care of, we'll need to devise a strategy for dealing with them. Have you managed to learn anything more about what Almata's up to here? Unfortunately not. If anything, we were hoping you might have a lead on where Professor Callahan might be. I wish I did, but I'm not too familiar with the geography of this area. I tried to see if I could find anything on the net, but they covered their tracks, unfortunately. Sorry for coming up empty-handed. Don't worry about it. It really wasn't going to be that easy. Aside from that, my only other advice is to keep the septium veins in mind. They're more relevant than you might think. The septium veins? I recall Reset mentioning those recently, actually. Do have a tendency to affect the orbital network in particular. At first glance, they appear unrelated. We had no way to prove they were at all related. Until a certain phenomenon crossball demonstrated that the two can affect each other under the right conditions. This incident is eerily reminiscent of what happened a year and a half ago. It's just my hunch, though. Well, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah, thanks for the pointer. Well, we're gonna get back to tracking down Callahan. What are you 3 up to? We'll be doing the rounds to keep the city under control. We can't just leave it all to Marduk. Yeah, they're good, don't get me wrong, but they're even shadier than you guys are. I don't trust them. I'll be helping out too, until there's some other development that demands my attention. I need to keep an eye on all the other students as well. We're all waiting here for you, Agnes, Odette, and Albert too. Don't forget that, okay? I won't. Please be careful, Ren. I'll keep a link on my end, of course. A certain factory is counting on me, among other people and groups. I can't exactly turn a blind eye to all of this. ZCF. Not the 13 factories, right? I've left Sasha in charge of the students. I'm sure she'll be able to handle things the rest of the day. I'd like to have another chat with Professor Cronkite too if I get the chance. I hope my hunch is off, but if it isn't, I'll have lots of things to look into. Jin had told me that Ren was capable, and goodness he wasn't kidding. Capable is almost underselling her. She had our issues diagnosed in a flash, and she even pointed out the potential link between the network and the septium veins too. She's wise beyond her years, for certain. It's a shame that experience had to come from the sort of trouble she referenced. Well, she's an excellent mind. We can't push all the work onto her. She's still a child after all. We all need to pull our own weight. Blanca was badly injured in the assault, but the doctors are saying she's in stable condition now. That's a huge relief. I didn't think Almata would wreak this much havoc. I'm just surprised that the two garden overseers spared her. Have they no mercy? We need to do everything we can to stop them, and we won't rest until they're brought to justice. You all stay safe out there. We're gonna head out pretty shortly ourselves. Alex should be able to hold down the fort, especially with Ren helping out. If Almata does want Basel, there's no way this was their only planned attack. They're gonna be back for more someday. That's all the more reason why we've gotta stop them in their tracks. I might have broken a bone or two, but I'll be okay. This shouldn't slow me down all that much. I just can't believe what they did to Professor Callahan. They really are dangerous. I agree, but please don't push yourself. Just leave this to us, alright? We'll sort all this out, promise. I'm sure you will. We can't have Marduk showing us up more than they already have.
Alrighty.
This is gonna be really sketchy with Blanca of the commission, but we can't let that get to us. We gotta cover her. We're counting on you too. Let us know if you learn anything out there. I'm ashamed that you had to see me like that yesterday. I have no excuses. They overpowered me plain simple. Don't beat yourself up over it. They got one of my guys too. Happens to the best of us. Just getting out there alive is reason enough to celebrate. I agree, and the fact that you were able to hold them off that long brought us valuable time. Hey, I guess you're right. Yeah, look on the bright side, huh? We'll need your help and a whole lot more if we're to even stand a chance against Almata in the gardens. We're counting on you. Don't let them get away with this. We won't. That goes without saying. You bet your ass will bring him to justice.
Indeed.
We need your help and a whole lot more if we're to even stand a chance against Almata in the gardens. We're counting you. Don't let them get away with this. I really am glad the workshop's okay, but I'm happier to see you safe. We can replace parts, but I can't replace my dad. You too. We got each other, and that's what's important. Didn't expect you to care that much about the shop, though. Honestly, though, I thought you were gonna come by and say, now's the perfect chance to revamp the shop floor. Heh. Seriously, would I do that? I don't hate you like that. Come on, you're my dad. Yeah, sorry, that was a bit mean of me. I know you're not like that. I'm really happy that you're alright, especially since I hear the Institute got all torn up. Admittedly, I didn't think you would care much for the Institute yourself. Of course I do, bud. You've got every right to choose your path in life. Doesn't matter if I agree with it or not. If you're gonna be out of class for a while, though, it might be worth it to stop by and shadow us at the shop for a bit. Gotta learn algebra before you do calculus. Gotta learn the old stuff before you do the new, right? I mean, I guess I could. Wait a minute. You're tricking me.
Have your authentication card ready and follow the instructions of the attendant.
I thought my dad was against my career path all this time, but evidently not. He sounds like he's accepted it. He just wants you to make sure you got good fundamentals down, huh? I swear, it's so hard to tell what's on his mind. So I guess it's better to have it sorted out later than never. Maybe some good came out of this after all. Well, I'll be damned. Guess my son really did care about the workshop. I just never could figure out what he was thinking. He's got trouble opening up like that. He gets that from me. I never dreamed of a disaster like this would befall our fair city. I need to make sure all the workshops are holding up. I work closely with them for my job. If they're out of commission, it could throw a wrench in our whole pipeline. But more than that, I want to make sure the people are okay. I have to make the most of my connections here. The whole city's fallen on hard times, so we gotta help however we can. I'm just a part-timer, but I feel like I really am making a difference. I like seeing people's faces light up when their food arrives. The food here is really good, so it should be a nice pick-me-up for the people out there who need it. My sister's really fired up. She's been coordinating food and shelter for those stranded tourists. I can't blame her. Normally I'd be worried about chewing through our budget ingredients, but desperate times and all. Our phones and stuff are back online at least, so I'm gonna need to send out some calls to get everything squared away. Everyone's just doing what they can right now, and so should I. Man alive, we had enough problems to deal with before the whole city came under attack. I heard that a lot of tourists are stranded here since they closed all the roads out. They can't get back home. We have to figure something out for them. They need a place to stay and food to eat. I was sitting down for business talks with Verne when everything just fell to chaos. I couldn't believe my eyes. We were safe inside that building, thankfully, but everybody was shaken, and understandably so. I hear they attacked some other town too, and now the roads are closed in response. I'm stranded here. There's just nothing I can do. I guess, well, I might as well make the most of it if I'm gonna be stuck here. I wouldn't have made it out of there if not for you. I can't thank you enough. I was really surprised to see how strong Trace got gotten. He's really grown up, hasn't he? I'm sure Professor Hamilton will be happy to see that, if and when she returns. Oh, there he is. I'm glad we didn't have to go on a wild goose chase to find you today. Oh, isn't the spriggan? You look like you have something more to discuss with me. Damn right we do. I imagine you're privy to the situation, so we don't need to bring you up to speed. Right now, we're trying to get everything under control ourselves before the government intervenes any further. So that's why we wanted to ask you about... Me? What exactly do I have to do with all this? I will admit my curiosity is piqued by the developments here. Marduk is an interesting wrinkle in the story, as are Professor Callahan's, shall we say, inadvisable efforts. I do plan to stay and watch how this all pans out, but as I said yesterday... So can you at least let me finish before dismissing me? I've had to face a lot of hardships over the past 2 days. I've been made to realize just how lacking I am and how much I still have to learn. I know that it's impossible to rectify all of that overnight, but there are still things I want to protect no matter what the cost. All I want is for your feedback on a hypothesis of mine. I won't ask for any more of your help than that. Go on. Professor Callahan all but lives on the network now. But that goal of his contradicts the actions he took. One thing doesn't add up to me. Him calling you last night, right? Why did he simply let the mafia destroy the Aurora? You don't think his AI was tampered with to be more compliant with Almata? Yeah, not to mention he called Catre so suddenly as if he was asking for help. It's possible the AI does not share the same memories as the real Callahan. That's a good question. I agree, that is an obvious contradiction. If they intend to use weapons of mass destruction, they must figure out how to invent and produce them, and they simply don't exist yet. Professor Callahan's AI only solves one part of the problem. Even with functional blueprints, there are no means to produce them. The AI is essential in their research efforts. It holds more computational power than any other machine in Basel. And if they no longer have it, that that begs another question. How will they produce these nuclear weapons without the means to invent them? An astute observation. Can't say no, can you? Something tells me you wanted to help him out all along, in spite of your crotchety old man act. I am simply giving him the feedback he requested. It will be up to him to prove his theory, though judging from what I've heard so far, he'll find the answer soon enough. Yang, you're correct. People do not grow and change overnight, but having watched you, I can see how you've matured over the years. I look forward to seeing you grow into a well-rounded scientist, just as Professor Hamilton did. Thank you, I will. He really is like a brother to you, huh? He's more helpful than he wants to admit. Curious where he's going after he leaves Basel, but I guess that ain't my business. I agree, and besides, it's not our place to tell him how to live his life. We need to focus on our own work right now. You're right. I could just feel my mind going blank at first. Professor Aurelian Fire Flicktam did help me calm down a bit. I think I'm feeling better now. I'm still awfully nervous, but I'm not panicking anymore. I think I have to now I have to start figuring out where to go from here. I'm not sure I ever would have asked for help if Professor Aureli hadn't came and talked about it with me. It felt like my head was going to explode, but it's over now. I can start putting it behind me. She's right, I can't change what happened, but I can start over. I'm planning to call in a specialist to help, but for now I need to focus on calming her down first. The church has helped me through my problems an awful lot over years. I know they can help her too. I just hope Cindy takes this opportunity to start on a healthier path. We've been awfully busy today. Yesterday's events have taken a toll on everyone. I still can't believe it happened at all. Why here and how? But I have to do something. The people here need our help. I'm still feeling uneasy myself, but as a woman of the cloth, I have to stay strong. I need to help out however I can, like Fire Flicktam does. Professor Callahan's passing is most tragic indeed. May Adios guide his wayward soul. His actions in yesterday's events have left many uneasy and confused. The future is deeply uncertain. But as a servant of the goddess, I have faith in her mercy and compassion. I must do what I can to ease the people's hearts. I was looking around the workshop for spare bolts for a generator, and I stumbled upon this. Voyager, do you make this? Uh-huh, everyone's working their butts off, so it didn't feel fair for me to just sit around. So I had to go out making one of these while you were out. I didn't screw it up, did I? Well, actually, no, this is pretty well polished compared to your other stuff. I can tell you actually took your time on it. You really can't do it if you try, huh? Guess the circumstances brought that out in you, huh? He complimented me. Yes, oh yes. See, yeah, I can't do it when I try. Maybe if you could let those project managers know I can make 3 more of these by EOD. It's good practice, and hey, it'll really help us out if you can get more of these. Ah, I knew it was too good to be true. The road to artisanship is long indeed. But now I've got a goal, and I'm sticking to it. Nothing's gonna stop me. I feel like it really helped that I was doing it on my own, though. I'm not sure I can make them as well if I've got him lulling my ears. We're gonna have our hands full for a while with cleanup and rebuilding. Voyager's really impressed with me. He's always rushing into things, but he really had a good grasp on things this time. Maybe it's about time I gave him a little more freedom at the shop. I'll have to think about that once all this is over. Oh, you're the youngsters from yesterday, and I see Catchrace with you too. I can't thank you enough for helping me. I'd gotten word of people using those kinds of machine monsters to attack people, but I never expected to run afoul of one here. But I'm not gonna sit around and mope. As long as I've still got my arms and legs, I'm gonna do what I can to help clean up. I may be retired, but I was a damn fine artisan in my heyday. I'll make myself useful somehow. Humph, well, good to see Milia's okay. I wouldn't want my rival getting injured. There's no point in kicking someone while they're down, you know. I want to beat her at her best. Once the town's back to normal, you bet your butt I'm challenging her to another race. 1-on-1 this time. Give it another look. Comb it real thorough this time. Yes, Chief. Is something wrong? Anything we can help with? I wish it was that simple, but nope, ain't nothing you folks can help with. Guess it wouldn't hurt to fill you in, though. What? Parts for that weapon prototype went missing? Yep, we found it out when we were looking into Callahan's disappearance. Most of the parts are still here. It's not like the whole thing up and vanished. Wait, you mean that mech you were working on? Oh shoot! But there's little bits and pieces of our inventory missing. Our order sheets don't add up. And we haven't been able to find the missing parts anywhere. It's not just a few of them either. We're missing huge chunks of inventory. Too much stuff to count. Was that their true objective? Well, that's a bit alarming. You're talking about that weapon you showed us earlier, right? Yeah, that definitely ain't good, and you're right. I didn't know how we could help with that. Smells like an inside job to me. No way the world-famous goods card workshop just loses track of inventory like that. Damn straight, a lot of us here know about the weapon, but it's still a highly confidential project. We've taken extra steps to make sure nothing gets out. In the fall of the times, this had to happen right after I went and mouthed off at Towson. Shameful, I tell ya. You ordered parts online, didn't you? I remember you showing me how that system worked. You think it was compromised? You think that this inventory shortfall might be related to the network problems the city's been having? Our youngsters suggested the same thing. It's not entirely off the table, no. I just like to think we were being more careful than that. How could we not be, given everything going on? That's understandable, yeah. I find it hard to believe it was just an accident with how careful everyone's been. This feels premeditated. Yeah, with all the weird shit going on, it's hard to chalk anything up to coincidence right now. There's just so much going on. We'll keep an eye out for any leads about your parts, though. Thanks. Man, I'm sorry, folks. You've got enough on your plate without us and our stupid supply hiccups. We're still trying to find Callahan, but we haven't got any good leads yet. Our best guess is that he's somewhere off the beaten path. Might hold himself up somewhere on purpose, even. That does sound like a good guess. Well, if you learn anything, let us know. We've got a lot of info to work with now. Yeah, but I can't wrap my head around how it all fits together. Maybe talking it out will help. Is there a place we can chat in private? Oh no, is there going to be a SP choice? We can always head back to the inn. Actually, how about you all come to my place? You won't have to worry about people listening in there. Oh no, we couldn't impose on you like that. I really don't mind, and neither would Professor Hamilton. It's her house, but I'm the only one who lives there right now. Cool, we'll take you up on your offer. Kinda curious to see the home of one of Epstein's 3 disciples. Well, I wouldn't expect too much. It's just a normal family home. Anyway, we can head over whenever you'd like. As if we didn't have enough on our plate. Now we've got this. We look real bad right now. How did we screw up the math on this? The numbers don't add up, so we must have made a mistake somewhere and compounded on it. We'll look into this, but we've got our hands full with Callahan too. You guys learn anything? Let us know, alright?
The orbital net's out of whack.
I feel awful. I'm the chief on site here, so this responsibility falls onto me. We'll investigate however we can, at any rate. It still feels really ominous here. Dad says he's heading out to help with the repairs. Everyone here in the workshop is really busy now. There's gotta be something I can do to help. Oh, maybe there's some computer work that needs doing. I'm good at those. I can't do back-end stuff, but I might be able to help with, like, SEP diagnosing network problems. It's worth a shot. This is just a disaster. We can't let those weapon parts out onto the field. It'd be difficult to actually reverse engineer them, but it's not completely off the table, and that really unnerves me. This project is supposed to be absolutely confidential too. We just can't let this happen. I gotta get to the bottom of this, and fast. This is cinnamon coffee, huh? Kinda has a different fragrance to it, but it's not bad. The professor's a big fan of it, so I've had it a lot. I've heard it's pretty popular over in the Central East. Yeah, I drink it a lot back at home, always with milk though. I could see myself getting addicted to this fragrance. It pairs perfectly with the chocolate too. We've got ourselves a little slice of heaven here. Did you just eat the whole box? Will someone put a sock in this guy already? You're a big fan of sweet things, huh? You seem to like the Ngotten too. He can't help himself, I'm afraid. It feels so strange to have this place be so lively again. I've been the only one here for so long now. Yang and Essie are so busy with their work that they can only afford to drop by every once in a blue moon these days. That's too bad. So you were still really young when you were adopted by the professor. That's right, though I'd rather skip how it came about. Even though we're not related by blood, she's treated me like a real grandchild. As soon as I started taking an interest in technology and absorbing anything I could, she would always find time in her busy schedule to teach me. After that, I started visiting the observatory a lot because that was where she did her research. My interest in astronomy then led to Yang and Essie teaching me all kinds of things along with her. I was a complete nobody, and yet they chose to make me part of their family. They seem like absolutely lovely people. I can see why you're so desperate to protect everything they left behind in their absence. But I failed. The Aurora was destroyed. Reset suffered just to keep me safe. I don't know how I'm going to be able to face the professor when she comes home. Like Reset said, there's a lot of people around who love you. This might be a good time to learn to lean on them a little more. You're not alone, Katre. Yeah, I'm coming to realize that too. If I had learned that lesson when we all came together to finish Theo and Zeros, but apparently I was a few steps away. I could never have done that on my own. It took Grant's help, Yang and Essie's help. Even Professor Callahan played a pivotal role in getting the job done. Really? Professor Callahan helped make your orbital drones. I remember hearing that he used to stop by here despite being Hamilton's rival, but it's still hard to imagine. You only know him as he is now, but like I said yesterday, he wasn't always like that. He was the leading figure in the field of engineering science. He even designed a whole lot of the current Republican Army's weaponry. He used to be something of a rival to Professor Hamilton and us, but both sides fully respected one another and took it as a way for all of us to grow. It was because Professor Callahan and Professor Hamilton joined forces they were able to create the Aurora too. Actually, you think there's blueprints for the Aurora here? What is it? Why did he run off? I found it. That looks like a lot like the Aurora. Yeah, not exactly the same, but pretty damn close. It is. It's part of another idea that was considered during the planning stages for the Aurora. It was to be one half of a twin core system that was modeled after the left and right sides of the human brain. The two systems would perform totally different calculations in tandem with one another, much like our brains do. In the end, budgetary constraints meant that only the Aurora was completed, but a prototype version of the other system was made. So then there's effectively a prototype of the central computer from yesterday out there somewhere. I did think it was weird that they destroyed the Aurora considering their endgame, but if Professor Callahan was one of the developers behind the whole project, it makes sense if he gave them that prototype too. If we assume that is the case, then that'll significantly help in narrowing down where it could be now. Can you give me a hand finding the other documents we have on it here? Of course. Just tell us what you want us to do. I guess I can put in the work. But if you can't pinpoint where the thing is after we find all the stuff you want, we're gonna force you to run butt naked through Basil. Yeah, whatever. Agnes, I need you to find a map of the septium veins in this area. So she sure picked himself up fast. He's a hell of a lot more grown up than you are, that's for sure. Oort Abandoned Factory, I think that's our place. That's the place where a lot of the research leading to the last generation of gunships was done, right? The area was sealed off a while ago because it was so worn down, but you really think we're gonna find our target there? I say the odds are about 87%, no, 90%. I tried taking the waveforms of the distortions of the orbital and energy supply networks and then combining them with that map of the septium veins. The only place that matches that data is big and quiet enough to hide a device of the Aurora size. And is still close enough to Basil to interfere with the orbital network. Nowhere else is as good as it matches this. That's some confidence, but I don't think it's misplaced. This area matches everything we know so far. An abandoned factory far from the civilization seems like the perfect place for Almata to use as a hideout. What are you doing? Congratulating you on a job well done. I'm sure even that genius professor would be impressed by your efforts here. I wouldn't be so sure about that. It's just a guess right now. We won't know for sure until we make our way over there. Well, we've come this far. Time to finish this leg of the race. I agree, it's 2 PM already, so we don't have much time. I think we should let Ren, the guild, and the CID know what we're doing. The abandoned road leading to the factory is on the bottom level of Newtown, on the other side of a locked gate. My certification card will get us through it. I'm ready to leave as soon as you all are. Got it. We'll head on over as soon as we're ready then. They informed Ren, the guild, and the CID that they were going to make their way to Oort Abandoned Road. Okay, looks like we're heading in without reset, which kind of sucks. Oort Abandoned Road. Man, this place looks old. You think those are airships parts lying around? They're covered in moss too. It looks like this road really hasn't been used in quite some time. This isn't really an area I come to. Geological surveys have confirmed that there is a large septium vein running under here, however. Man, look at this. Tire tracks from a big truck, huh? They look pretty fresh. They must have been carrying something real heavy. Maybe, oh. We're on the right track, then. And there's that phenomenon again. It has to be resonating with that green Genesis we saw. Alright, time to get this over with before the CID and the guild make this their stomping ground. Right, we need to hit them while they're off their guard.
I'm not going to do anything reckless anymore. So come on, you two. While the professor's away, it falls on us to... No. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to protect what I hold dear. And with everyone's help, too.
Both the engineering skills and mental development of Katra have reached the required parameters. Unlocking the S-Class offensive program. Dagama Driver.
Is this a technique that helps you two move at high speed while in sync? I think that the professor told me that Yang and the others helped her develop this a while back. Kinda neat that they're designed to unlock new functions as their user grows. I agree, it's really cool. I don't get how it works, but yeah, it is awesome. Even all the way out here, they're still supporting you. That must feel nice. Yeah, it does. And now, next to them, I'll be able to contribute even more in battle. Let's get going. The abandoned factory should be just ahead. NIS craft.
This could be a good stop.
I can still go back to town if I need to, but Reset's not gonna be helping me.
Beginning combat. You've got a charge attack ready to go.
There!
Battle done. Assembling data.
Some bear?
I'm on it.
You've got a charge attack ready to go.
There!
There.
There! Come on! They flint!
Now, let's finish the job!
I'll handle this.
That is a big bear. Multiple weaknesses, Earth, Water, Mirage, huh?
Some arts work better.
Keep it up. It's working.
Initiating drive. Might want to boost here.
Argent 4, I know you're weak to that.
Barry!
One skill coming right up.
Yes. Ketra.
Here goes.
Use a shard boost to get the upper hand. Attack their weakness with an art. Here's some extra.
Hit him fast, Fairy.
There. Praise Arusha and the flames.
You were a great help, Fairy.
Why are the higher elements active here? Probably because of Septium Veins, even if the enemies don't look ghosts-like.
Let's get to work.
You've got a charge attack ready to go.
There! 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 Come on! I'm all in.
Oh man.
Now's your chance to boost.
Is Earth really all like on you?
Keep it up. It's working.
Water is actually the best one, huh? Problem is I don't have a good angle for
Going
this.
all in.
Initializing drive. There!
Activating skill.
A chance.
Okay. Let's test out yours just to see if we can get EOTM.
Time to go all out.
Activating
Unleashing
skill.
full strength. Lance mode activate. Dagama driver.
Boost gauge limit exceeded.
Oh, these figures look excellent.
Keep up the good work, Ketra. I'm on it.
You've got a charge attack ready to go.
Praise Arusha.
You know, just shoot in the face. These things blend with the environment so well. It's like camouflage.
We're not done yet.
Battle done. Assembling data.
Come on! They flint!
Now, let's
I'm all in.
move.
Activating skill.
Sucker.
That hunk of junk is supposed to be an airship? Looks pretty damn ancient.
Ancient history, more like.
Thanks
This
a whole
type's been all but
bunch, Theo.
replaced by newer
Zeros.
models.
Some big dudes.
Enemies sighted. Be careful.
Beginning countdown. We're not done yet.
Come on!
Watch it.
They're stunned.
That one's big.
All in.
There's some big dude here. Man, the grass makes it so hard to see things.
Boost.
Man.
Going all in.
Capture. Activating skill.
Barry!
We did not make a dent in this thing's health. Fuck, man.
Make it count!
Displaying info.
Oh, nuts. Actually, all my shit's really bad here. I don't have enough elements on her. The hell's Anya's?
Make it count!
Zypha activate.
Initiating drive.
Time to go all out. Activating drive. There.
Hit him fast, Barry.
There.
On yes!
Activating skill.
There!
Petra.
Activating skill.
Perfect chance. Yusbi ala haban basna. A chance.
Maximum boost.
Activating drive.
Initiating drive.
Ha!
On yes!
Activating skill.
A chance.
You're open.
You picked the wrong
Damn.
guy to fight.
You did great, Van!
That looks like a nice chest.
EP cut free. I will need to put on someone immediately.
There. There.
Boost gauge charging. Good and done.
You picked the wrong guy to fight.
I do not like his dash attack. It sucks.
Battle done.
But
Assembling data.
Still, standard long range combo is actually really good. It's just that his dash attack really sucks. Lots of Sepith.
Catra.
Celestial Bomb. EP charge free.
Was flawless, Katra.
Rot 2. Alright, once I go in, I'm not allowed to leave, but there's nothing else for me to do in town anyways. Yeah, no markers in town. I think I bought everything this time. Well, sure is an abandoned factory, alright. Yeah, it looks really old. It's reacting even more strongly than before. Must mean the Genesis is being used as we speak. Which, from all we know about the professor's research, means we need to hurry. Right, let's find a way to infiltrate the building. Yep, I am trapped here. Well, I can actually go back outside, but I cannot teleport back to town. I also have to make it all the way to the next orbment station, and hopefully I'll have any facilities I might need. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails Through Daybreak. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit that bell icon.